Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Hello viewers and good evening. This is Man Unveiled and I'm your host Anthony Wanyoike, and it's another day. We have the pleasure of hosting you and interacting with you and you listening to our guests here who've got a lot to offer. Today we are privileged to have two young engineers, one engineer Bernard Davis, and we also have Engineer Kiati, and the two are going to talk to us, and we're going to understand how young men are providing unto themselves and also to others within those people who actually depend on them. These two are young, skilled, gifted, talented, and they're very agile in their approaches to the way they do their things. So let me welcome them aboard, Davis and Kiati. Can they introduce yourselves?
Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Emmanuel Kiati. Professionally, I'm an engineer. I do structures, building. I also run a company called the Clarkston Limited. We deal with the construction. I also run another company called Link Plies. We do the supplies from stationaries, office staff, and all that. I think that's my short bio. Yes.
Thank you, Kiati.
Yes.
Davis?
Hi everybody, my name is Bernard Davis. I'm a software engineer specializing in the area of hardware systems, cloud technology, and that's what I do on my 8 to 5. I'm also passionate about social media and things like that, and how that connects with our daily lives and the systems and how everything works together in that area. I think that's my short bio.
Thank you so much. Excellent. You can hear these gentlemen are talking about I'm a software engineer, then says I deal with hardware, then jumps into something else, software. And these are the gentlemen talking about structural engineering. I think to us, we may not be able to understand this quickly. To our viewers, Kiati, can you, in a nutshell, tell us what a structural engineer does?
Okay, you see, in construction, we have a team of professionals.
Yes.
Let's say now Anthony wants to build a house.
Yes.
He will call me or call the architect. Mm-hmm. The architect is the lead consultant of the project. Then the architect comes with a design according to the specification of the client. Mm-hmm. Then after the architect has come with the design, you go to the structural engineer.
Yeah.
What they do, we normally check the integrity of that building in terms of is it safe, after a few days it's going to fall. Mm-hmm. So after we have received the drawing from the architect, tunaenda chini, we start calculating our calculations. Hapo we get the issues kama chuma, hesabu ya chuma. I don't, from the local man language, you say my hesabu ya chuma. So that we are able to determine the safety of the building, the soil properties of the soil.
Yes.
When the building ikijengwa, is it going to settle ama itaanguka?
Yes.
Yes, so architect anafanya kazi yake, analetea structural engineer. Then of course kuna wale wengine, we also have the quantity surveyor who does now the money part of the building. We have the project managers who now supervise the entire thing.
Yes.
Although at times in the construction, at times because of the current thing in the market, you find that everybody in that team can do almost everything.
Yes.
An engineer can do architectural, and also an architect can also do structural. It's only that just because of the professional bit, unapata kila mtu anakimbia na lane yake. But at times we are given projects. Like for now, I've told you I have a company, Clarkston Limited, which is a design and build company. at times we get the projects. I design everything from structural, architectural, and everything. And then I engage other team of architects that I work with. They check their part from the architectural point of view.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Let's hear from Engineer Davis here. So who is a software engineer? In what does he exactly do?
All right, I think I'll approach it from the direction that my friend Kiati took it.
Yes.
A software engineer is a member of a team, yeah? And for you to create a product that people love, you need different team members.
Yes.
So a software engineer is one part of the team.
Yeah.
He's a hardware engineer.
Yeah.
These the guys who handle security. The other guys who handle databases.
Yes.
Just to enable it, to explain it in a very simple way, is use the illustration of a phone.
Yes.
A phone will be now the place of the hardware engineer.
Yes.
What you can see, feel, and touch. Yeah. Even computer systems, behind everything, there's a system. There's something that you can see, feel, and touch.
Yes.
Then on top of that, there is a system. Like now we know of Android.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the system guys.
Yeah.
For example, Windows. I'm sure people have handled Windows.
Yes.
That is a system layer of things.
Yes.
To take another analogy,
Yes.
the programmers and software engineers,
Yes.
now the guys now who create something that is going to sit on top of all that.
Yes.
That's now like WhatsApp. WhatsApp has been created by software engineers.
Yes.
So WhatsApp sits on top of a platform which is either an iPhone or an Android device.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which now sits on the phone that you actually buy.
Yeah.
The Oppo, the Remi, the iPhone, all those. And also on top of that, the security guys who sit now, like they cover everybody.
Yes.
Like now, another analogy is the fingerprint. You know, the security guys are the guys who now handle that area of authentication.
Yes.
So you can look at a software engineer as a member of that team.
Yes.
Now, if I was to put myself somewhere in that whole structure, I would actually be like Kiati. I would move across 3 areas.
Yes.
I would move across the hardware level. I would be part of the hardware. I would be part of the platform, the OS, which is the Android.
Yes.
And I would also be part of to some degree of WhatsApp.
Yes.
Because everything is interdependent.
Wow.
And I would be touching on different areas, not in totality, but in different areas of it.
Yeah. I'm tempted to give you a very simple question to try and bring it on board and taking it to the human body, the way the human being, the way we see him. That we see the body, we see there's also the mind, and there's also the soul. So you're saying engineer is explaining about this building is possibly the body. And he's saying there's something that it runs on and could be something like that. Is there an analogy that could fit in there? It's a sort of a twist, but let's hear from engineer.
Okay. You're talking about the body.
Yeah.
We see the physical body,
the human being,
the human being, the tent itself.
Yes.
And now we have the soul, which carries the mind, the will, and all that. Now, and also like the spirit. You know.
Yes.
The other day, I had a man of God saying that a man is triune.
Yes.
You have the body, the spirit, and the soul.
Yes.
The same thing happens in a building. For a man, there's what you can see with the physical eyes.
Yes.
Even the buildings, what you can see with the physical eyes.
Yes.
But now, behind that, there's a lot of work that is happening kwa ndani.
Yes.
Like when ukiona nyumba ikijengwa from foundation, for you just see the building without knowing whatever is happening deep down there.
Yes.
But deep down there, there's a lot of science. You have to dig up to the level where you have a stable ground. You have to take the soil into the lab, get the test to get the stability of the soil.
Yes.
You see, for you, you're just seeing the building. Even if you got kwa mujengo, you just find guys, they are digging, they are corrugating, but you don't really understand the science behind it. So even the chuma itself, there are some calculations that you do, and then you cover the chuma with the concrete that is also has been measured, and we call it batching. That has been batched, and then of course at some point you plaster, you funika the ugly chuma because of aesthetics. Then the ugly plaster, you funika it with the paint. In some cases, the ugly paint you funika with some wallpaper or other finishes like a gypsum and stuff and all that. So at the end of the day, layman will just see
the final.
The final thing. But
Yeah.
huko ndani we have the tumas, we have the ugly kokoto,
Yes.
we have some ugly chuma that are sort of rusting, you know.
Yes.
And of course there's a lot of science behind it.
Yes.
So like you were saying, the building is here.
There's a bit of that. You
Yes,
see
yes.
something, and there's
Yes.
a lot of things
Yes,
that have
yes.
actually gone in here.
Yes.
Let me come to Engineer Davis here. And the question is, when you look at you as a software engineer and looking at IT technology as a broad area of study, what opportunities are there for the young men today where they can actually go there and prove as providers that they can actually do something? So what opportunities exist in the IT and more specifically on the software engineering side?
All right. I will approach it in two ways. You can either be at the back end of things, or you can be at the front end of things. You can be a producer or consumer. Yeah. Let me start with the producers.
Yes.
The producers are now us. The guys who do the technical work, the ones who've gone through university
Yes.
or are self-taught.
Yes.
You learn how to code, you learn how to build a system,
Yes.
you learn how to implement security. You earn a living that way,
Yes.
deploying your professional skill
Yes.
as either a systems guy, a database administrator. I'm just using big words, but really they are people who are part of a team of making a product or an application, like the apps you guys have on your phones.
Yes.
So there is that end of things that you can earn a living from.
Yes.
Now, when these products are made, there are opportunities at the tail end of it,
Yes.
yeah, that you can actually use. For example, WhatsApp.
Yes.
WhatsApp, you can now become a seller. Yeah, if you have a shop online.
Yes.
So, like let's go the social media way of things.
Yes.
There are three major platforms in the world. There's IG, there's Facebook, and there's WhatsApp. So you may not be a direct contributor to these softwares, but you can earn money as a consumer by providing a service on the other end.
Yes.
You can have your own online shop on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
on Facebook, and you can advertise on WhatsApp, you can advertise on IG, and you earn money on that end. And also that also spills over into very many other areas.
Yes.
Because the person who is going to come to sell a product there will need a picture of that product taken, a good quality photo, product photo.
Yes.
So you can still earn in that space as a photographer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will still need somebody to do a bit of write-ups. You know, if your product needs a bit of storytelling,
Content building.
yeah,
Yeah.
a content writer. So there are different ways of earning on this chain,
Yes.
and it's a whole train that people are earning across from the beginning of the making of the product to the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying here is you can be at the back end where you are actually part of the building
Yes.
of that particular platform.
Yes.
And then you can also be the person who is actually using the platform to make money.
Yes.
Like you're saying the IG. You wanted to think AG, you know, you talk about AG as the Attorney General. IG you did not explain. But maybe
Instagram.
you can mention Instagram. That's very good. So IG. So you can also use the Instagram,
Yes.
the Facebook or the WhatsApp and be able to use that as your trading platform.
Yes.
But there are also other players in between
Yes.
who are actually able to build the content. They are able to take the photos and they're able to bring this into being.
Yeah.
So where do you play? You? Yes.
I play at the back end of things.
Okay.
Yeah. So my core skill is I'm a cloud engineer.
Yeah.
That which means I handle hardware. But where things are these days is you can have hardware that is virtual. You can rent a system that is sitting in West Europe, in America, in Australia, and you rent space there. It's like renting a room.
Yes.
Yeah. These days using virtualization and things like that.
Yes.
A simple way of explaining it, you can rent a part of a system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of a CPU, or and you're charged only for the time you use.
Yes.
So I help people manage that part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also now, because I interact with many other people across the board, I'll be interacting with people now. If you want your contact seen on a website, I'm part of that team in one way or the other, and different areas like that. Yeah. But my core skill is near the cloud. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Hold there. Very interesting that you can actually rent what he's saying, you can actually have the hardware can also be virtual.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it doesn't seem to go together that the hardware can become virtual, and you can actually rent a space, just like you rent a room somewhere. That means you actually pay on usage, you know, on an hourly basis, or probably just a section of that, a micro
per second, really.
Per second.
Yes.
You know, so there's per second billing. You know, when Safaricom and Airtel were came into this country, we had per second billing, and they used to demonstrate very well using a certain scale. So that's very interesting. I think you'll talk to us more because it's so technical. We would like you to try and scale down the technical language to bring it closer to the common mwananchi. But Engineer Kiati,
yes, sir.
You said you have 2 companies.
Yes.
And you're so young. I mean, how do you even dare say that you actually have 2 companies? And tell us how you came to own 2 companies, or how you registered them, and what exactly they do.
Okay. I've said that I have 2 companies.
Yes.
One is called the Claxton Limited.
Yes.
And the other one is called Link Plies Supplies.
Yes.
Claxton Limited is a construction company. Just deals with anything with construction, design and build.
Yes.
From consultation to building the actual actualization of the project.
Yes.
From Kitambo, while I was growing, I had passion for construction. But I used to think it requires a lot of money to start something.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I remember it was a specific time. I had just gone through the time of praying. I was so hungry. I get in the house, I don't have food, anything to eat. You see, I don't have food and I've not paid the rent. I go and knock the next door. We were staying in some Mabati structure in some place in the Eastlands.
Yes.
That time, I was in college in Kenya Poly. Now it's the Technical University.
Yes.
So we were staying in some funny structures in Mabati. So you could hear the next neighbor. So I just go knock to the jirani, who is my landlord. I tell them, you know what, I've not taken lunch. I've been fasting for the whole week, and
You
get to know each other very easy.
Yes.
So I tell the landlord I've not eaten, and I used to have a roommate, Jama. So the guy gives us 50 bob shillings. You go behind the streets, chapati dondo. Okay, chapati choma. It's not dondo, choma.
Choma.
Yes, chapati choma is up.
So what's the difference between dondo and choma?
Chapati choma is up. You buy the chapati, then it's sliced in kwa kidogo, and then anachota soup, the maji. Without the beans, the maji, then you, I don't know if you see this stuff.
The brown stuff.
Yes, the brown stuff.
Yes.
This is ngano plus maragwe. You can, and you're from fasting. You can easily guess what happened to my stomach. So that night I was a little bit unsettled. Nimetoka fasting, I don't have money. I'm feeling like God is betraying me. Then I didn't really have good sleep.
Yes. I
received a message, an M-Pesa message of 3,000 shillings. The person, of course, it was a bit late in the night. So in the morning, I called the guy. Kamau, ulinitumia pesa.
Yes.
Ulinitumia 3,000.
Yes.
Akaniambia mimi sikumbuki kutumia 3,000. So the guy goes back, confirms, yes, he sent the money to me.
Yes.
He calls back. So who are you? Yes, I'm Emmanuel. What do you do? I'm a student. Then he tells me, hiyo pesa wenda utumie ndo kule.
Hapo kaangukia.
Mimi nikaangukia 3,000. I actually thought, hiyo fasting was imeleta mimi.
Okay.
So from that, okay, I had an idea from Kitambo. I had a business idea. It's only that I didn't have capital.
Yes.
And I couldn't pesa mingi, just required actually 1,000 bob. Because what I did when I received the 3,000, then nikatoa fungu la 10, 300 shillings.
Wow.
Then nikatopa ikafika 500, nikatoa sadaka. Then I was left with 2,500. I had an idea of hawking.
Yes.
Yes, hawking.
Okay.
Yes.
This is an engineer thinking about hawking.
Hawking.
Carry on.
Yes. So I go to Kamukunji. Kamukunji. Okay, the business idea that I had was about hawking ladies stuff, accessories like makeup, earrings, bracelets, and stuff. So I go to Kamukunji. I just went picked some stuff, stock, opening stock of around 2,000 thereabout.
Yes.
I take it now. Of course, I'm happy. I've started the business of working. I take it to Kenya Poly. Kufika shule, I started to sell, and I was not really making a sale. Then one lady who was a friend of mine tells me, Manu, okay, they used to call me Manu at that time. Manu is, I'm Emmanuel, so the name is Manu. Manu, hizi vitu meleta, hizi ni za mama, si za wasichana college. So I felt so discouraged.
Yes.
actually disposed everything at half price.
Yes. Half price.
Yes, it's the first business in life.
Have the buying price.
Yes, have the buying price. So it
Wow.
means that I've gone a loss of 50%.
Yes.
But at least I got around 1,000 bob. Well, I was able to recover 1,000 bob from all
Yes.
that. Then the lady tells me there's a place called Dubois Road.
Yes.
Dubois Road, Accra Road somewhere. There's like a
Yes.
street called Dubois Road. If
And
you
you
go
went
there, if you go there, I can just. And then she told me, just look at these ladies walking around here, see what they are wearing and all that, and then go there. And you can short tell them that you want things for college girls, ladies rather. And I went there, nikachukua stock ya kwanza ya 1,000 shillings. That day, nikauza 1,000 ikaisha. You used to get earrings at around 15 shillings, you sell it at 40 bob.
Wow.
The bargain, you sell 30 shillings.
Huge money.
Yes, then for the evening classes, you could even sell for 50 shillings.
Yes.
Because the evening classes, they are working class, most of them, so they have money.
Yes.
So, nikaanza hivyo kidogo kidogo, I could plough back the profits.
Yes.
I even expanded my market.
Yes.
I stopped hawking the classes Kenya Poly.
Yes.
I started going to the University of Nairobi. That's there's a hostel called Box.
Yes.
Upper Hill, not a Milliman somewhere.
Yes.
Next to Nairobi Primary School, I think. Yes. There's a kuna hostel inaitwa Box hapo, ladies hostel.
Yes.
I could hawk.
Fast forward, how did this money get you to the place of now doing the design and building?
Yes, I made it there.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to cut the long story short, through that I was able to make few coins in there, hawking Nairobi University,
Yes.
hawking in Kenya Poly, at times KU kidogo kidogo. I accumulated some cash. What gave me a breakthrough? There was a time I went to the ladies hostel. That time boots, easy boots, there was channels because they were trending.
Yes.
So the lady asked me, can you bring us boots? Yes, I told them I can bring.
Yes.
Tutuzia pesa ngapi? I told them 500. For sure I didn't know even the price of the boots.
Yes.
I went to Gikomba, took them at 200, kauza 500. I got around 18,000 thereabout.
Wow.
And that's how I was able to get certain capital for the company. I went to do the name search. Of course, I also borrowed from my uncle. He has been
Hold there.
Yes.
We're coming back. To our viewers, you've heard from Engineer Kiati. And though an engineer by training or by profession, and that is actually what he does today to earn a living, he actually started by hawking ladies' accessories. So you got to start somewhere. I think as men, we've talked about this a lot, that you got to start small. You got to start somewhere, but know where you're heading. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll hear more from these two engineers.
Kids Entertainment.
I have the enemy in sight. 18 degrees by 4 degrees. Factors like
Inspiring moments.
In life's journey, there is that one defining moment.
I remember I touched them, they were still warm. And I just told them sorry.
Deep conversations on spiritual, political, and economic issues.
In 2017, you offered your candidacy for the President of the Republic of Kenya.
Top local gospel tunes. Youthful, engaging conversations.
The person who won me over to Christ, before I came to know he was a pastor, we already clicked, we already developed a very strong rapport.
Powerful live church services.
God was in the business of restoring apostles to the body of Christ.
Welcome back, viewers, and this is Man Unveiled. We are glad that you're watching. We've dealt with the technical side of structural engineering and software engineering, but now we want to bring these things to our space in an easy way that you can actually consume, to our fathers, to those of you who are mothers and you have boys or you have young girls, we want you also to understand how can your child get into this space. But first, let's hear from Engineer Davis here. From back end to the front end. So how can one utilize that to do business in a simple way that you can actually identify with, and especially the front end of a software engineering?
All right, but allow me first of all to handle the back end to
Good.
maybe people
It's okay.
who would be interested.
Yeah.
To learn the back end takes time, but these days, because of how the internet and all that, it's very easy.
Yes.
If you have a child or you yourself are interested, it's very easy to plug in these than maybe 4 or 5 years ago. In fact, allow me to read for you a list from the World Economic Forum
Yes.
of the 10 skills that are going to be required going forward in the future.
Wow.
So for you, just listen. It's a list. You can Google the World Economic Forum 2022 skills outlook. Allow me just to talk about the top 5
of 2022.
Yes.
Very good. So we need to be preparing
now
for 2022, not just for the general elections.
yes. So for the growing, there's a growing and declining, but allow me to focus on the growing list. Analytical thinking and innovation, which still touches on technology. Active learning and learning strategies. We have AI, which is also in that area. Creative originality and initiative. Technology design and programming. Critical thinking and analysis. Complex problem solving. Leadership and social influence. Emotional intelligence. Reasoning. Problem solving. Ideation. System analysis and evaluation. So these are, according to the World Economic Forum, these are the 10 growing skills that are going to be required now and in the future.
Wow.
So
let me see whether we were able to get one or two.
Yeah.
You talked about analytical thinking.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Emotional intelligence.
Yes.
You talked about leadership.
Yes.
Because I've had something like that in terms of leadership.
Yes.
And the many others that you've talked about.
Yes.
So we need to go to that World Economic Forum for the year 2022. And you'll actually be able to see the skill sets that will be a critical requirement in the coming several years.
Yes.
So we need to build there. So how do we then prepare the children to get there?
One of them is, the easiest way is exposure.
Yeah.
Look for the interest that the child has. If they're interested in technology, within a safe space, within a place that is relatively controlled, allow them to interact with the technology. Allow them to use a computer, go online, allow them to, in a safe and planned way and a strategic way, to try different things. It is okay for them to learn and make a mistake here and there, but allow them the freedom to learn and try and figure out what are they interested in. These days, it's very easy online to do a course. For 1,000 shillings, there's a website called Udemy. Let me just spell it. It's UDEMY. Udemy.com. For 1,000 shillings, you can get your child a world-class teacher from another country, and they will be able to follow whatever is being taught on that platform in your home. If they're interested in a craft, in coding, in game development, for 1,000 shillings, I think that's a very low risk for a parent.
Yeah.
If akichoma thao ni sawa, the child will have known, okay, this is not what I want. But the idea is experiment. Allow them to experiment. I was sitting with a group of guys, and the question that came up here is, why is America America?
Yes.
Yeah. And they have a very interesting way of doing things.
Yes.
They have venture capitalists.
Yes.
Yeah, who have a pool of money for you to come with your idea and try or fail.
Yes.
You're given 2 options.
Yes.
Try, succeed or fail. Yeah. So I think the 1,000 shillings is your way of being a venture capitalist to your child.
Yes.
Yeah. Give them 1,000 shillings on a course that is online and let them try and see, is this something I'm interested in? Yeah. There are very many. There are even free ones online. There is one called W3 Schools. Yeah. And there are many ways. That is of people who want to be on the back end.
Wow.
Now, for guys to be on the front end, the opportunities are many these days.
Just hold, before you go to the front end.
Yes.
I want you to emphasize that bit of trial.
Yes.
Because trials are very important. I'm sure none of us were able to do one thing, and you did it the first time, and you actually succeeded. He gave us a very short story about how he bought ladies' accessories, and actually he had to sell them at 50% discount, sort of, or at a throwaway price. So we're saying we need to get to Udemy and other platforms and allow our children to be able to undergo the trials. And this way, you will be able to pick where they're actually gifted in or talented in. So this is what you say. So that emphasis is actually critical. To our viewers, kindly understand that it is good to expose your children to some of these platforms so that we can actually get to know where they're strong at. But you also need to provide something like supervision.
Yes, the online space has its own risks because I think this is a day and age. Somebody sitting in a place in Russia can reach your child, and you don't know the intentions of that person. They have an impact on that child, so it's also to ensure that it's a safe place. There are softwares for that can check what's going on with the machine that the child is using, what the child is seeing. There are ways of blocking particular content. So there are many ways of protecting your child, but I don't think we should shy away because of the risks that are there online from exposing the child from there. Because I think all of us remember the days of the taxis which used to Tega, at 680, and one idea with one program has disrupted that whole totally.
Hold there, Davis. And we are happy. Maybe this is the day we'll try and see whether we can demonstrate this to our viewers, that we could actually come here with the computer, well connected, and be able to show them how actually they can actually get into these platforms. And let me shift gears a little bit and go to Kiati. Kiati, in construction, I'm sure there are myriad of opportunities of things that people could do. Would you be able to explain to us some of those that critical, very practical, that actually come on board, and then how young men can actually benefit from them?
Oh, thank you so much. I think, as they call it, Mujengo.
Mujengo,
yes, that's my local man's language. And Mujengo is very wide. It has so many things to do. There is a professional part of it. There is other part which is a professional and technical. There is skilled and unskilled. Pale kwa Mujengo. Of course, the professional part of it, I've said, you can encourage your children to be engineers, structural engineer. We have hydro engineers, that is a water engineer. We have civil, structural. We have quantity surveyor. We have project managers. We have architects. There are quite many. We have surveyors, land surveyors, geospatial surveyors. There are quite many. There are quite a number of professionals. It all depends on whatever the child really wants. And now that's part of the professional part of it. There are so many universities in Kenya that are offering, from the University of Nairobi, Moi, Jomo
Kenyatta. Knowing very well that there's a small percentage of people who get there. So those are not the majority in Mujengo. Normally those are the minority.
They are the minority.
So they are very few. So let's come now to the skilled.
Now to the skilled is whereby you have your son, probably, or your daughter. They were unable to really go to the university, but they went to a tertiary college, summer polytechnic, and they did plumbing, masonry, electrician. There's so many, even tile fixing, carpentry, that's a carpentry, and engineering, interior design. There are quite a lot that you can learn. And by the way, these are skills. And one thing, this skill is that a skill is trained. And the training in Mujengo mostly is practical. Going to school is good. It will give you an up hand.
But you got to be practical.
Practical is a bit, because like right now in my Mujengo, the foreman, the guy that I trust easier than anyone else in the construction field, like when I'm tumanga everywhere that I want, he's never gone to school. Just is a 4 lever. But I have trained him. Okay, he came as a mason. But through working with him, I've trained him joinery. Okay, he may not be able to really do the part of it, but he's able to kuona kama mlango imefixwa vibaya, he's able to, that mlango has been fixed vibaya.
He's able to check.
He's able to check.
He's able to use the plumb line.
The plumb line, we normally call it kabiro. So and so what I'm trying to put across in Mujengo, it's a it's field. It's open field.
Yes.
Anybody can. If you have the passion, you can come. You can become a part of the team. You can become the technical guys, the fundis, and all that. Now you also have the non-skilled.
Let's stick to the skill just a little bit.
Yes.
I'm seeing of late guys who are actually doing the interior design,
Yes.
especially using gypsum
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
such.
Yes.
And I'm finding quite a number of young men finishing, clearing their Form 4 education
yes.
and saying, I would like to get in there. Is it an easy area to get into?
It takes time.
It takes time.
It takes time for you to perfect your skill.
Yes.
And even to have a portfolio.
Yes.
For you to tell people, nilijenga hii gypsum niliweka kwa this person, nikaweka kwa mwingine na mwingine. It's just a matter of experience. Most of them, those who don't really go to school, they work under a person.
Yes.
You have the senior fundi,
Yes.
then kuna huyo unafanya kama KYM.
The
Kijana ya mkono, the one who is
yes.
holding the windows and everything.
Yes.
And then as time goes on, they get to learn how the measurements are taken, they perfect their skills.
Yes.
Then after they perfect their skills,
Yes.
it's very easy, just need to get a business name.
Yes.
You call yourself Nyoike Interior Designs.
Wow.
You then, from your connections, you know, you also market yourself, people that you work around with.
What I'm reading there is, one, it takes time.
It takes
so
time.
for you guys who desire to get in there,
Yes.
in terms of the skilled labor, it takes time.
Yes,
so you
yes.
need to invest in terms of time.
Yes, yes.
But two, you need to work under.
Yes.
So don't go there and behave like you're the boss.
Yes.
You need to be work under another person.
Yes.
This is actually what you call apprenticeship.
Yes,
So you're
apprenticeship.
working under that particular person for a long period of time, working with them.
Yes.
And they're actually the one who give you the certificate. In
Yeah,
quotes.
of course, yeah,
You know, they're the one who say now you can do.
Yes,
So
yes.
You can actually take your own contract.
Yes,
You
yes,
can
yes.
go and do that particular work.
Yes.
So they supervise you.
Yes.
So it's good to encourage the young men that you can actually get there. It is a fundi, like you said, as a mason, as a carpenter, as a plumber. What do you call them?
Plumber.
Plumber.
Joinery.
You know, you can actually get in there, or an interior design, but invest time, be there, be patient, learn from the guy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Make sure that you're attentive to
Yes,
the
yes.
details.
Yes, yes, yes.
You pay attention to the
Yes,
details,
yes.
and you're also able to get out of something.
Yes.
So let's go to the unskilled labor now.
Now, unskilled labor, I'll start with the highest level of unskilled labor.
Yes.
The highest level of unskilled labor is contractor.
The contractor.
Yes.
You can get unskilled contractor.
Actually, right now in Kenya, most of the
No.
contractors are unskilled.
Okay.
What
Carry
they,
on.
what they do, what I find in I'm cutting. Okay, for me, at least, I'm a contractor who is skilled.
Yes.
But let's say I'm cutting. Assume I'm not skilled, but I know these gentlemen. I know you. I know a few other guys.
Yes.
And I know they're having construction projects. Or maybe I know somebody in the government or somebody in this parastatal or in this school, they can connect me to a contract and all that.
Yes.
So I become a contractor. My work is to mobilize the resources. I have the money so I can fund the projects.
Yes.
So you mobilize the resources and the team. So my work is to mobilize the resources and the team and also looking for jobs. That's how you find some guys like civil engineering, they're working under other companies.
Yes.
The guy is here is making big money. His work is to get the next call from this other senior guy in this company, this other company.
Yes.
Then you get the job, and since you don't have the know-how, you call the QS. The QS is the quantity surveyor who does now the quotations and everything. They come, you negotiate, in the negotiation table, and then you start working.
So these guys, all they have is a good network.
Yes.
From what you're saying, they have a very good network.
Yes.
They know the people who are likely to be doing the next project.
Yes,
they
yes,
know
yes.
certain people who are connected to those who are actually going to do.
Yes.
So this is an entrepreneur,
Yes.
but his work is basically to take the project,
Yes.
and then is able to bring the people together. What you're saying, the resources and all that.
Yes.
Okay, good. Carry on.
Actually, the better word is attendapreneur.
Attendapreneur.
Yes.
Thank
His work
you.
is to look for the tenders,
Yes.
and then he mobilizes the skills and the team, the money, and all that, and he brings the team. He buys the machines and everything. For him,
Yes.
he's just getting a small portion of the profits because of, like you've said, the social network,
Yes.
the social capital that he has.
Yes.
Then there is other part of people that are unskilled. Okay, the part of unskilled, the one that they don't have that other network, but they have something they can do on the ground. We normally call them. Okay, there are so many. Kuna mama mboga. You have security guys. Even to some extent, you also have the branding guys. The branding guys? Even so,
branding,
just like a company. Eh?
Yes.
Because now for me, if I want my reflect jacket to be branded, I just call this some person who's brand here. You also have the mama mboga.
Yes.
Mama Mboga and the one them that sell.
And also the
Ireri.
KYMs who are
Yes.
going to dig the trenches
Yes.
and carry stones here and there.
Yes, the KYMs and all that. One thing that I normally tell people is that usidharau kazi yenye unafanya. Even with your degree, with your papers, because right now in Kenya we are having so many graduates who are idle.
Yes.
And I saw a meme someone was saying it's better an educated person who is busy than a graduate who is idle waiting for another office to get the job.
Exactly.
Start somewhere. Because assuming umesoma catering and all that,
yes.
You know pale kwa Mujengo we normally buy chapati madondo or mchele madondo at 70 bob, 100 bob at most. Assuming there are 5 sites and each site.
Now you're talking to men.
Yes.
A man who knows how to cook. I mean, basically, we all eat.
Yes. Yes.
Hata jana tulikula.
Yes, exactly.
Mara mingi like Clavis najua sababu hajapata jiko alijipikia. So it's the same thing that we're talking about. And all men, before you get actually there, you cook for yourself.
Exactly.
And you cook something.
Yes.
Carry on.
Actually, I have a project whereby the food was being supplied by a man. He used to come with piki.
Yes.
Actually, he used to start supplying it around 12.
Yes.
So anapangana, anakuja, I'm the guy who's in charge.
Yes.
Or maybe when I'm away, he talks to the foreman.
Yes.
He tells the foreman, nitataka kuleta chakula. Naomba kwa heshima, unipangie watu wako waende lunch 12. Instead of one, let them go 12. Maybe he goes to the other site and I'm going to 12:30. Mingine hivyo. By the time it gets to 1, he has supplied to around 6-7 sites.
Yes.
You can imagine, let's take an average of site has 50 people and you have 6 of them. Those are 300 people you're feeding.
300 people
you're feeding.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the chakula is not really costly. And even in terms of the profit margin is not a lot. You're making 20 shillings per plate.
Yes.
Those are 300 times 20. That's 6,000.
My
You're even adding more than the consultant.
So young men, you're out there. You're thinking that construction is only for the people who can afford to buy a piece of land and be able to subdivide and sell. Or like Engineer Kiati here, who is actually doing the drawings, you know, the building, the design and the building. He's saying that a young man can actually prepare food, put it on border, deliver and serve the people. He gave us a very good example that this particular young man would actually go to about 6 sites, 50 people each. We're not saying all of them have got 50, but for this particular one, 50 times 6 sites is actually 300 people.
Yes.
And then each one of them, he would actually get 20 bob per plate.
Yes.
Look at that, 6,000 in a day. How much does a fundi earn in a day?
A fundi, depending on the level, we have the masonry.
Yes.
Masonry in
Masons
in my company, I pay them 1,300 to 1,500.
Yeah.
The foreman earns 2,000.
So look at that, a max of 15. This guy is earning for 4 fundis in one day. He may not get the job all the time, but it means even if you're serving about 30 people and you're getting like 30 shillings per plate, you're able to get some 900 bob. It could be more than Kada Yamoko, the KYM. How much does the KYM get?
A KYM gets between 500 and 700, depending on the nature of the job.
Yeah.
But basically, everyday job is 500.
Wow.
Yes, shillings.
So you're saying this is another avenue in construction that actually a young man can actually get into and be able to get some money.
Yes.
Yeah, you are on the unskilled before we come to Davis.
Yes. We also have the security guys. Security guys. You can mobilize yourself into a company, security company.
Yeah.
Or even currently have a project somewhere in Sabaki.
Yes.
And Sabaki you are neighbored by the Masai.
Yes.
So there are these elder mwenye amekusanya Masai wote.
Yes.
He has a security company that I don't really say it's legal or
illegal.
Registered,
yes.
Just mobilize the guy and say, kuja hapa iko kazi ya kuchunga, uenda kuchunga inakula 100 per night from you. Yeah, so the other opportunity that, of course, it's a little bit controversial in the industry, and we are really being fighting about it.
Yes.
And even the young men can try it. Even like Clavis saying, Clavis has said that when you go in the space, in the internet space, there's so much material to learn.
Yes.
The part of it, the design part of it, it's available in the internet.
Yes.
Actually, for me, before even I went to the university, I was able to do the base of quantity.
Yes.
I was able to design. Okay, I was not really perfect in structural because structural is very technical. You have to learn those theories and calculations and all that. But architectural, just putting a wall here and the other one here and learning the designing space, there are so many. Okay, we normally use ArchiCAD. That's a computer-aided software, design software. You go, you pay like, okay, there are even some funny colleges in town, let me call them funny. You pay 5,000, you learn how to do ArchiCAD.
Yes.
You pay 5,000 again, you learn how to do AutoCAD. You know how to use the bills and quantities.
And you're saying you can actually sell this?
Yes, exactly. You can even sell the skill itself, or even the drawings.
Yes.
Well, after you've gone to the school, Umesoma and everything, now you can start drawing for people. The only challenge, I've said a bit controversial in the industry because
Yes.
So
if there are areas that the government needs to regulate, I think we leave it to them.
Yes,
We're saying this can actually be done.
Yes,
Before we come to the front end of the soft engineering side, is there anything that you'd like to mention on the construction where you find that you actually play? You know, as a software engineer, is there any other place that you can actually plug in amongst either the professionals or the skilled or the non-professional when you look at it from the software engineer?
Well, I think a place where guys can play, or even guys who are out there, is on the level of the skilled.
Yes.
Yeah. Because of the time and the season we are in,
yes.
it's a technology age.
Yes.
Yeah. We're in this dispensation of technology.
Yes.
After he builds a house, most people want that house to have internet.
Yes.
Yeah. So how does the house get internet?
Yes.
Yeah. It's very easy for somebody. Let's say in your area there are 100 houses being constructed.
Yes.
Approach each owner, that you're going to do their cabling, and you're going to ensure that each house, each room has a good internet connection. So that's a way of making money.
Yes.
Yeah. And the young men who are doing this, I find this in their areas. There's a time I was in Ukunda. So Safaricom and these big players are there.
Yes.
But there are sections of Ukunda that the big players are ignoring. So young men are going to, let's say, Jamii Telecom or Telecom itself.
Yes.
You buy bandwidth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you subdivide it yourself and you resell it in these small areas.
Yes.
You know, maybe Safaricom is not interested in the person who is paying 500 shillings a month.
Yeah.
But that is a client you can take.
Yes.
And you make a small margin.
Wow. Even at the point of building, Engineer Kiatu, you can correct me here, you also need those people so that when the house is being built, you know, you are able to say this is where the cables will actually run through. And then you come back and then actually put them. Then he's explaining about the bandwidth and how you can actually break it down. What about the areas of security, Clavis?
Yes, there are those areas of security also. People these days, not everybody can afford a watchman.
Yes.
You can deploy automated systems for opening and closing the gates.
Yeah.
Cameras.
Yes.
Yeah. And motion sensing lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these are there are many touch points around the home.
Yes.
Those are the major ones around internet and security.
Around internet and security. Now, I think now you can tell us the front end of soft engineering, and especially the social media platform, and you bring it closer home to the businesses that people are doing. How can young men play in there?
The best way to start is look for a problem to solve.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have a problem to solve, you have a market.
Yeah.
Let me use a very simple thing that everybody knows about. Because of what happened in 2020 and up to now, many people are having mobile loans. So people in the local areas, you find a fuliza. Somewhere you can be sent money by somebody. You know somebody, let's say I want him to send me money. Na mimi niko na fuliza. Ngoja kidogo. Usitume hapo. He'll go somewhere to a shop and that guy, his work is to withdraw money for people. So he has an M-Pesa shop, but now he has an additional service on top, where you go, you give his number, and he gives you the money.
Wow. So he charges you?
No, I haven't used the service myself.
Okay.
I don't know how it works.
Basically, because you send there, it means there's a business. Because with the draw, there's something that you actually get to running the M-Pesa outlet.
So solve a problem. Be creative about it. So technology solves many problems, but it also creates many problems.
Wow.
Yeah. Now Fuliza is a problem. People are getting a solution. I would like to take his example of selling earrings. Yeah.
Yes.
And how I would deploy it. Now that was which year was it?
2013.
2013. How would I do it now? I would approach it a bit differently. I would not use the 2,000 shillings to buy stock. Yeah, I would not use the 2,000 shillings.
Yes.
I would go to my social platform, which is Facebook, create a page, go to the person who is selling the earrings.
Yes.
Get permission to get pictures. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice pictures, all of them. Put on my page.
Yes.
Take 1,000 shillings, boost a post. And with 1,000
shillings.
Yes. I will know which ones are people liking.
Yes.
You know, they'll ask.
Yes.
People will comment, wanataka hii, nataka hii, nataka hii.
Yes.
Yeah. Then I'll go and now I know the ones that there'll be a way of reducing the risk using technology.
Yes.
Now you know the ones people are liking.
Yes.
Now he would have known.
You not have that stock.
Yeah, he would have that stock.
Throwaway price.
So use technology to creatively to make money and to find clever solutions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen to that, our viewers. He's saying first, you got to solve a problem. You have to be creative. You don't have to invest in stock as much. What you need to do is to deploy technology to do it for you. So go to that shop for whatever product you're dealing with. It could be vegetables. Yeah, it could be food stuff. It can be the earring or even shoes. And we've seen a lot of that being done. Take a nice photo, post it out there. You know, make sure that you put it on your social media platform, and people will tell you what they want, from the quality to color to price, and they'll actually be able to come back to you and be able to tell you this is what you do. So, Engineer Kiati, so looking at this particular field of construction, so you're saying there's big money. So maybe you can give us a practical way of how much they actually take away from the people who play in there, including the non-skilled. Just like you said, maybe you can say there's a profession who takes a percentage, then you can say to the skilled takes 1, 2, 3, you can mention a few, and then to the KYMs a few.
Okay, thank you. So we have the project, yeah?
Yeah.
You are building.
Yeah.
We have the architect.
Yes.
The architect takes between 2 to 5% of the project. The QS will take the same amount, 2 to 5%.
Yes.
Though many times with the QS, it's normally one-off thing. You pay them according to the certificate that they raise. We normally call them interim certificates.
Yeah, in the interest of time, you're saying the professionals take about 2,500.
Yeah.
What about the skilled labor now, when you come to the mason, the carpenter, the plumber?
Now, those ones, they take them big chunk of the money.
Yes.
Because labor becomes around 30% of the project.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. I think, gentlemen, and all of you, our viewers, we are glad that you've been with us, listening to these two engineers. They've given us quite a bit of stuff, and it is something that we can actually dig into in the future. So I'd like these two to give their parting shot, starting with Clavis, and speak especially on the front side of the software. What is it that you'd like to tell our viewers, the young men who are out there, who yearn to become good providers to their families?
Find a solution, find a problem to solve. I think it starts there. Like I've shared the issue of Fuliza, a problem is there, give a solution. Whatever you do, make sure it's something that is usable to people, that is of value, serve it with excellence, and you will not go hungry.
Thank you, Engineer Clavis. Engineer Kiati?
Thank you. To our viewers, as I've said, Mjengo is very technical. It requires a lot of time investment. Therefore, I will really urge you, if you have the first thing to have the interest in Mjengo, and when you have the interest in Mjengo, there are so many opportunities, you can make a kill in it. Don't usiogope, get people that you can learn with or even under, and within no time you start making a kill out of working with people.
Thank you.
Yes.
This was Man Unveiled, and you've heard very clearly from these two engineers that it is possible to plug in there. Whether you're looking at the software side or the hardware side or the structural engineering, there's a place you can play, from professional area to the skilled to the unskilled. We're glad that you remained with us. See you until next week. Bye-bye.